Welcome back to WNBA Today, here with Andraya Carter, Coach Carolyn Peck. We're going to start right here in Los Angeles. That's where Brink made her long-awaited debut last night against the Aces. She played 15 minutes in this one. We knew she'd be on a minutes restriction. This is the minute she checked into the game. Coach, you were on the call for this one as she pulls up for three.
What a way to start. You're welcome back to the Sparks. Brink with the three.
But really, this was Asia's world, and we were all just living in it.
It was tough. Coach, you were there calling the game. What was Asia, 8 of 8 from the field?
69.6% from the floor.
Yeah, unstoppable. The Sparks had no answer. But yes, welcome back, Brink. I know we showed the three-point shot that she made, but she had a block. She had a hedge. Like, she looked so good in her first game back, but it was too much aces, A'ja Wilson and Jackie
No
Young.
brace. No knee brace.
Yep.
She's ready to go.
And by the way, Jackie Young, with everything that Asia's doing, some may have forgotten. Jackie Young had a triple-double, 18, 11, and 11 in this one. Wilson finished with 34 and 10 in the win. Brink wasn't the only return last night. We also had Reese returning to the lineup after missing the last couple of games with a back issue here, taking on the Mystics. So we're going to pick this one up, Drea, late in the first quarter. Reese gets the ball here, drive to the paint.
And this is exactly what we love to see from Reese. Her face-up game, attacking the basket. She looked great. 22 points, 13 rebounds. The only issue, she got in foul trouble in the third, but looked great in her first game back. And speaking of looking great, Sonia Citron. Efficiency, greatness, poise as a rookie.
And she won by herself. I mean, you got Kiki Iriafen. She had 22 as well. That's a 1-2 punch that's young and very talented in this league.
22 and 10 for Iriafen, and then Citron hits a nice little step-back three there. Citron finished with 28 points, 5 of 8
She's
from
so
three.
smooth. She's just makes it look so easy.
And now to greener pastures in Atlanta. Know what you're thinking. Where the Valkeries took on the Dream here.
Coach caught that late. You caught that late, didn't you?
I did.
Let's talk about the game here. Jordan, Canada, plus the foul. Game high 21 points here from Canada. But this one came down to the wire, Drea.
And that's great defense by Alicia Gray. Probably could have got a jump on the contest, but Chechi Zandalicini with the shot over. They had a look. BG too far away from the basket on the catch. That's tough for the home squad. But there was a little more of a mess going on in this game than we can even talk about.
We're going to skip that highlight for now, but we will say that the Valkyries just a half game away from the Mystics, looking to become the first expansion franchise in WNBA history to make the playoffs. It's despite the season-ending injury to their star Kayla Thornton. And then at the top of the standings, Minnesota has a 4-game lead over the second-place Liberty entering tonight's game. That's at 8 Eastern on ESPN. So let's talk a little bit more about that finals rematch as we go in the bonus, because who could forget classic 5-game series, the Liberty taking the title after overcoming a 12-point deficit to force overtime. The Liberty clinched the first New York City basketball championship since 1976, the Nets ABA title. As for New York, they've started the bid for a repeat with the best offense in the league. The Liberty lead the W in scoring over 87 points a night and 3-pointers made for the 5th straight season as well. But you can't overlook Queen Fee. Been on a tear after losing in the finals last season. She told Kendra Andrews she couldn't pick up a basketball after that. We're seeing it on the court. Scoring over 23 points a night, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, is the betting favorite for the MVP this season. She spoke with reporters on the rematch.
It should have been the first game of the season. That would make the most sense. But here we are. We can't control that, so we're just getting ready to play. So it's just the two top teams going against each other. We prepare for them like they're a really great team, which they are, so it doesn't really feel like retribution for last year. It just feels like we're about to play a really good team.
100%.
But it will be the latest into a season that a finals rematch has been played. For the first time since 2012, these teams will meet 3 more times in a 10-day span in August. That includes Sunday the 10th at 12:30 on ABC. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we should have seen it already. We should have seen it healthier. And yet, nonetheless, here we are. We're not going to let anything rain on our parade here, Coach. I want to start with talking about the Liberty side of all of this. Obviously, no Stewie in this one. They're coming off a letdown game. How can Jonquel Jones be a little bit more effective than we saw against the Wings?
Well, I think that she has to do better than what she did against the Wings because she floated around in the perimeter. Jonquel Jones, she is 6'6". Now, where's the weakness for the Lynx? I think it's interior defense. And with Jonquel Jones, if she establishes herself inside, what does that do? That makes the defense have to collapse on her, and then New York can do what they do well. We talked about they make 10 threes a game. Well, those threes aren't open if you don't have to worry about what's in the paint. The other thing that Jonquel has to do is she has to get on the glass. Her rebounding is down in their losses. She gets almost 10 rebounds a game in the wins. She's got to dominate in the paint.
When you're looking at what you're going to be watching most closely in this one, I know that Fee's saying there's been changes, roster, all this different stuff, but it's still a finals rematch. What should we be taking away from this?
Well, there are a couple things. I think Natasha Cloud has to do a good job getting into the paint as well, because this is a Minnesota Lynx team. They send a help side defender on 78% of drives. So if Natasha Cloud can get into the paint, help side defender comes. Now we've got those kickouts for those three-pointers. For me, talking about the Lynx side, it's Napheesa Collier. Napheesa Collier has smoke for the New York Liberty. She's got smoke for the entire league, and she is a matchup nightmare. Watch this. This is a mismatch. This is in the finals last season. Betnijah Laney is like, Jonquel, switch. I got a mismatch. And it doesn't matter. Even over the outstretched hands of Jonquel Jones, who is 6'6", you see the footwork when Napheesa Collier's eyes find the rim. She's got that high release. It is so tough to stop. That was a game winner in game one on the road. Then same thing here. Napheesa Collier, last year, 3rd in the league in post-ups with her back to the basket. This year, 4th in the league in post-ups. That's where she likes to operate. Here, gets the ball 4 on the outside of the perimeter, so Fee can cook on the inside. 1 foot, fade away, high release. It is so tough to guard. With Breanna Stewart not playing in this game, I'm very interested. Jonquel Jones will probably have the matchup, but it doesn't matter who has the matchup with Fee. She has been unstoppable, but it's going to be even harder without Breanna Stewart on the floor to slow down Fee.
I want to go back to, you said Natasha Cloud was key for New York getting in the paint. Well, for Minnesota, I think it's key for Courtney Williams to get in the paint for Minnesota. Now, Courtney Williams is the point guard now for the Lynx, and she has got to get to her spots. Where is that? That mid-range, that elbow area. Yes, she has the ability to shoot the three, but she has got to be aggressive in transition. I don't know if there's another player that is faster with the basketball to keep the pressure on the defense in transition. And when the defense has to worry about Courtney Williams, then, Fee has room to work.
Right, because Cheryl Reeve has said that this team oftentimes goes as much as Fee is the engine. Courtney Williams, this team also goes as she goes. So she needs to be in her Birkin right now. Before we let you ladies go, today is a big anniversary for the W. Did you guys know this? On this date, Lisa Leslie threw down the first ever dunk in the W. So we just thought we'd show some highlights, because who doesn't love to see this? 2002, the Sparks.
With ease.
Wow. Yep. Transition, 1 dribble. Woo. Boom. Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, I think that this shows she was the first, but there are several women in the league right now that can dunk. They haven't yet, but they've got that in their bag.
I mean, Dominique Malonga. In the Birkin. In the Birkin for sure.
The biggest rivalry in the W right now, us against New York, bro.
I like the target on our backs. It's a privilege to be at the top of the mountain.
We got to get our lick back.
It's a sunny day. The gang's all here. No chip on my shoulder.
We know we're the best. We just have to go out and play.
I don't think anyone likes anyone, so it feels like it's all a rivalry.
I mean, same. But tonight, we have the finals rematch that we've all been waiting for. It's right here on ESPN. It's at 8 Eastern. Coverage tips with an hour-long WNBA countdown at 7 o'clock. And Sabrina Ionescu Napheesa Collier caught up with our Elle Duncan ahead of what could be the game of the year.
The New York Liberty are WNBA champions!
We've only, in 28 years of the W, seen 3 teams that were able to win back-to-back titles. Knowing all of that, how do you stay grounded in the process and not the pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge part of probably why it hasn't happened more. Like, it's a lot of pressure to try and repeat, and the second one's always harder than the first because everyone's coming to get you every single night, and what you did last year to win is not good enough to win this year, and I think that's something that we understand is we have to be better.
67-62 in a classic overtime Game 5 win.
What's fueling your game this season?
Last season, just the way that it ended, like, we want that championship so badly, and so with that, you have to come back better. What we did last year wasn't good enough, so we knew that we had to work really hard in this offseason, and that's what I try to do.
I love that you mentioned last year because you do have a couple more matchups coming up with the Liberty in the regular season. Based on what you learned about your team and their team last year, how do you think you match up now?
I think we match up great. We have always matched up really well, which is why it was such a fun series.
The play that may live forever in WNBA history.
two really great basketball teams going against each other. It's going to feel like playoffs. We play them like 3 times in a row. So it's going to be some really great basketball again. And it's really just whoever is best that night, because you have so many great players, such a great team overall in both teams. And so you have to see who shows out for that night.
Let's talk about your season. Red hot start for the Liberty. By the team standards, you could say maybe struggling a bit. Where in particular do you think you guys need to improve?
I'd say being a little bit more consistent, and obviously I think it will help having JJ back. There's just been things changing every single game, players going in and out, and sometimes that kind of leads to some complacency. And so really looking forward to us being able to get back to it and make a great playoff push.
I know that you've said that the losses are the things that really stay with you. When you think about last year, how are you using that as fuel and not necessarily as pressure?
I don't think we have any pressure. We didn't win. The pressure's on the winners. It's something that was like so close in your grasp, and of course we made it to the final game of the finals. We want to be on the other side where we're winning. And what we did last year wasn't enough, so you have to come back a little bit better this year. Stay in the gym a little bit longer, work a little bit harder, in practice, or go for that loose ball. It pushes you a little bit more.
Ooh, I can't wait with the Liberty and Lynx squaring off tonight. Let's take a look at some notable finals rematches which took place in the regular season. On February 2nd of 1997, a rematch between the 96 Bulls and the Supersonics. Michael Jordan dropped 45 points against Seattle, accounting for nearly half of Chicago's points. They won it 91-84. And then on January 30th, 2011, the Celtics and the Lakers, a rematch of the 2010 finals. Kobe Bryant, 41 points. But Paul Pierce, he scored 32 of his own. The Celtics, they beat the Lakers 109-96. And then let's go here to December 25th, 2016. The Warriors and the Cavaliers, a rematch of the 2016 finals. Our very own Richard Jefferson, the Ball of Famer, spark a 14-point fourth quarter comeback with Kyrie Irving sealing it in a game winner over Klay Thompson to get that win. And then let's go back to the W here. July 6th, 2017, the Sparks and the Lynx, a rematch of the 2016 finals. Sylvia Fowles dominated. She had a double-double in this one. The Lynx, they avenged their 2016 finals loss 88-77. And then June 15th, 2024, it was a rematch of the 2023 W finals. The Liberty, the Aces, Jonquel Jones, who would win finals MVP later that season, 34 points, 8 rebounds. The Liberty went on to win this one 90-82. So ahead of tonight's game, I'd like to welcome in our gambling guru here, the host of ESPN Bet Live, Tyler Fulghum. Tyler, it is always good to see you, especially when you are in such bright stripes. You look very ready for summer and ready to get us set for this game. So, Tyler, what is your best bet when you're looking ahead to this matchup?
I like the spot for the Lynx. Let's start with the fact that they're the best team in the WNBA, led by the MVP favorite in Napheesa Collier. On the other side, though, the Liberty are dealing with no Breanna Stewart, perhaps their best player. The fact that they've really struggled on the road this season. They're 2-8 ATS away from home. And in the underdog role, they haven't covered a single game this year. They're 0-3 in the underdog role. In fact, because of Stewart's absence, this spread with the Lynx laying 7.5 is the largest underdog role the Liberty has seen in 3 years. So this is uncharted territory for them in this iteration of their team. I think they're really in a rough spot of their schedule right now, so I'll lean on the Lynx and their domination. I think they win this game, Malika, and cover by the 7.5.
And they're really motivated coming into this one as well, right? They want to avenge last year's finals result. I know you have your eye on all things W, though, Tyler, so looking ahead to the rest of the season, what's your best bet there?
Yeah, at ESPN Bet, you can guess over/under win totals. These are adjusted for where these teams are currently stand in the standings. And I think the Liberty under 30.5 wins is, again, another wager that I like. Remember, now we play 44 games in the regular season, not just the 40, so remember that. So there's 4 extra games. However, this team would need to win, I believe, 14 of their next 19 games to get over 30.5. Which they certainly can do, but again, Breanna Stewart's not healthy right now. Right. When is she coming back? Is she going to miss one game? Is she going to miss multiple games? So because of that uncertainty and the fact that they will probably still be the top team in their eastern side of the bracket, I think they get to about 28 to 30 wins and come in just under 30.5.
When Tyler says it, you know that it is good advice, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to preview this game with us.